Make being exceptional your priority. You see, what is the alternative? Is the alternative just living a mediocre life, living paycheck to paycheck, having issues with your health, potentially dying sooner, having medical bills, being enslaved by debt collectors, monthly payments? If that is what you are okay with, then it's fine. This video is not for you. I want to talk to you that wants a better life, man. You want to be able to not worry about money for the rest of your life. You want to be able to take a jog with your kids, to take a jog with your grandkids. This is who I'm talking to. And I know if you're watching this, you are someone that wants to improve your life, wants to be exceptional. Today, make it a promise to yourself that you will take steps to get rid of old behaviors. This is the major stumbling block for many of us is letting the old behaviors still run our lives. The old behaviors of wasting time. Wasting time. Hours. I was like this too. Hours on your phone, feeling almost sick afterwards because you're thinking, what on earth? Where did the time go? And I was on my phone for all this time. You see, we have the ability to spend a lot of time on things that gives us pleasure but is ruining our lives. Imagine being able to spend and have that same level of determination on the right things. Now, the reason why we can't do that, and this is going to be key, the reason why we can't spend all our time on the right things is because it doesn't give us the same amount of pleasure that we receive when we do the wrong things. So, what's the solution? Well, is they call it a dopamine detox. This thing is a dopamine on steroids, right? So, we're not saying to give this up. We're not saying to give gaming up or to give spending on your computers or doing pleasurable things up. We need to put things now into perspective. It's almost like our lives has been shaken out of proportion because we've got so many things that is high dopamine in our lives that doing the things that we need to do, we cannot because it doesn't give us the same amount of dopamine. So, in other words, we need to limit our time on our cell phone, limit. See, we've got a thumbs up there, StreamYard. I don't know why you do this, StreamYard. We limit our time on these high dopamine activities so we can come back to homeostasis. We can come back to regular baseline where taking a walk actually gives us satisfaction. We're doing simple things actually gives us fulfillment. But right now, it's the high impact dopamine activities that is running our lives. So if this is you, where you are feeling a level of apathy, where you're feeling passionless for life, you are not passionless for life. There is still passion inside of you, but you are directing that passion into high stimulus activity, which we need to now get back to regular scheduled programming. Right now, your programming is on high dopamine activities. When you get this, they did a study with rats where there was a study where there was a rat in a cage and they had this button that when this rat pressed the button, it gave this rat so much dopamine. And guess what happened? The rat was at that machine all day long, pressing the button, pressing the button. Then they decided this rat is so much at this button where the rat forgets to eat. It's just pressing the button 24/7. Then they decided they're going to put some electrical pads in the cage, so when the rat needs to get from where he's at to the button, but needs to cross over the pads. The rat ended up every time electrocuting itself, getting over the pads, putting itself into harm's way just for that dopamine. Many of us are like that. We are putting ourselves into harm's way just to get that dopamine. We are doing extreme things that is killing us inside, that is hurting us. Our present, it's hurting our future, just so we can get that dopamine. And just like that rat, it's forgetting to eat, it's forgetting to do the basic necessities. My encouragement for you is that we really prioritize our future, and continuously doing these dopamine activities, it's not prioritizing the future. And if you want to become exceptional, we've really got to put things into perspective. Now, I'm not saying become a monk and go to India and go sit in the temple and not be part of human civilization. What I am saying is let's prioritize what needs to be prioritized. I said it in my last video. Let's do what is painful, but we know it is the right thing to do. And this is the first step to becoming exceptional. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And remember, we are not here just to survive. We are here to thrive. And thriving requires us to put the priorities in place. Come on now. Can I get a witness in here? Until next time, peace.